Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Adi. This week's meditation comes on the heels of Hanukkah. Interestingly, our sages teach that each year the three Torah portions read during this season are deeply connected to the themes of Hanukkah: Vayeshev, Miketz, and this week's portion, Vayigash, which means he approached. Together, these portions mirror Joseph's journey, his descent into the pit, his rise to power, and ultimately the emergence of spiritual light and triumph, paralleling the light of Hanukkah that shines anew each year. Now, in Vayigash, Joseph reveals his true identity to his brothers, and in a striking parallel in the New Testament passage, Luke chapter 24, verses 30 through 48, Yeshua reveals himself after his resurrection to the two disciples on the road to Emmaus. Now, these powerful moments of revelation set the stage for this week's meditation, which for me ultimately comes down to the concept of cause and effect. A simple example would be boiling water. You apply heat, the cause, and eventually the water boils, the effect. Simple enough, but spiritual principles, or what we might call spiritual physics, goes much deeper. And I found myself meditating on this after hearing an insight from Rabbi Mendel Kessin. Take a listen, and afterward, I'll share my thoughts.
Because wars are basically determined by numbers. And the one who determines victory is not science, it's not nature, it's not numbers, it is God. Because they believe the cause of all victory, of all human events, is God. So what's the problem? We just have to hope that our merit is sufficient, where God will say, because you believe that I am the cause, you will win.
What is the spiritual principle here? Did you catch it? I watched Rabbi Mendel Kessin's shorts several times because I knew God wanted me to grasp its deep significance. Now here's the core idea. Every cause has an effect, not only in the physical world, but in the spiritual one as well. And the real question is, what cause are we aligning ourselves with? At the end of the day, the whole world stands in its own so-called causes, ideologies, social mores, culture, the left, the right, human systems that decide what is right and wrong. But here's the truth. Any cause that is not rooted in God lacks godly merit. When a person begins to see God's patterns, they start to recognize that every event operates with midah keneged midah, measure for measure, or divine justice that's at work. God is not reacting to history. No, get this, God is the cause of history. And when we elevate our perspective, we begin to see that all events unfolding today are shaped by God's hand, not by human action alone. God's governance is supreme and is always rooted in Torah. Not geopolitics, not ideology, no Sharia law, nothing else will ultimately prevail. Now, there's a macrocosm, the grand movement of history, and a microcosm, our daily lives, our personal struggles. And the same divine order governs both. Now, here's the clincher for your meditation. When God will say, because you believed that I am the cause, it is then that we will merit true godly cause. Shavua Tov.